This is another episode of Love's Diary, and I'm AntiSoSure Love, signing on. Hey, my Love After Lockup friends, fans, and family. Now, we're going to jump straight into it on this week's episode of Love After Lockup. And we have first up Shante and True in the love seat. I think True is definitely smarter than he looks. True, he kind of plays dumb, I feel like, but he's definitely smarter than he looks. And it's kind of crazy when the producers ask him how much money he's made off of gambling and other dealings, money venture dealings. And he's just like, I plead the fifth. And he did it so effortlessly, so smoothly. Like, he just really was walking. They was really trying to walk him off a ledge, and he really just did a, about face on them. Okay. So I really, kudos to True for that one. Now, jumping into True and Shante, True said that Shante can't stay mad at him forever. And when he said that, all I could think was, how about not letting her go to begin with? Like, you wouldn't have to make up if you didn't do all that to tear y'all down. But I will say he do a good job with his cooking attempt. He came and he bought all the ingredients and, did everything. He did want Shante to cook with him, but Shante wasn't in a cooking mood, so he went ahead and cooked himself. And I thought that was very dope of him because, he was able to and really show up for Shante, because that's really what matters. Now, he does admit that, he don't want to feel bad about, stopping the engagement to go see other people and, to basically explore. And honestly, y'all might not like this in the comments, but I totally agree with True. Just like us women, we have the right to go explore. If this is something that isn't making us happy or fulfilling to us, we have the right to go explore. And just like any man does, and if you want to go deal with multiple people, he did the right thing by calling off the engagement. That's what he's supposed to do. But just know the consequences with that is Shante definitely has her guard up and he wants to try to come back. So that's the consequences he feels off of, whatever, even if he felt he was completely right in that moment. That's what you're supposed to do, but you cannot feel mad about how the other person feels. And kudos to True for that too. That's one thing we can all learn from that. Now, Shante, she's right to have her guards up, and like she said, his feelings can change on a whim, so that puts her in like she wants somebody who's sure and certain, and this is really what y'all doing, especially when y'all was engaged. Like, that's a big deal. We talking about getting married and stuff. We need to be exclusive. Ain't no, oh, I'm still curious, none of that. You done looked around, been around, you seen everything you need to see, and you understand this is it. This is the one. And I completely agree. Also, she speaks on respect. Yes, respect. I'm big on respect as well, because I do feel like you can't love somebody without respect, and in her case, you can't respect somebody without love. So I feel like that's yin and yang. I mean, it goes hand in hand, honestly, and I completely agree. Respect comes with love, loyalty, honesty, and so much more. So I completely agree with Shante on that one.
One meal do not mean I'm sorry or fix stuff.
Okay.
True. You said this one of your best dishes. Don't cook this no more.
Did you taste the steak? Taste the steak. I'm glad I could make you laugh then. I apologize for talking to other females while you were probably thinking about me and stressing, but I want to show you that you was the only one that I want, and I don't want nobody else. If you give me the opportunity.
I do enjoy spending time with you. That's good, but we're in a bad space. Just gotta take it day by day. And you can stay tonight, but you're not sleeping in my room because I'm on the couch.
Next up, we have Zaria and Troy on the love seat today. And let's just start by saying that we all seen how Zaria went from 1 to 100 real quick. I definitely feel like Zaria a little firecracker. Now, I also feel like she kind of bold for going off in front of Troy's mom. And Troy really is trying to put out the fire, so is his mom. But honestly, I just feel like there's a level of respect when it comes to how you speak to somebody, and especially how you speak to them around other people. Granted, his mom is obviously on the inside of the household, but it's still kind of like, you kind of showing your behind. I understand you don't like something, but you ain't got to disrespect it and cause a scene and go off. And maybe she understands this make good TV. But all I'm saying is that I just was very taken aback. I feel like as a church girl, she was dropping more bombs than a sailor. So I really was just taken aback. And, like we say nowadays, that's just how it is. There's no more taboo, right? And it's so crazy because when I see stuff like this, I still feel like this is taboo, as someone upholding the church and you want all this respect and everybody to respect you, how you dropping all the bombs behind the scenes? And it's really your real true self, especially when you're in the heat of the moment and you're just going off. I was wondering, dang, did any of the producers realize they had to blur out so much of what she was saying? But it's okay. Nevertheless, we still love Zaria. It's just I was very taken aback by that. I love the way that Troy's mama like, y'all gonna have to reimburse me on these weed gummies because y'all keep blowing my high. And I thought that was hilarious because I'm just saying, I could see she was from jump. Troy like, you okay, mom? And she just like, am I okay? Or y'all okay? So I could tell it just seemed like Zaria be turning up in there, like every 2 seconds it's an argument. But really, I feel like the reason that this is happening because neither Troy nor Zaria has gotten down to the root of what's causing her so much friction and pain. And right now it seems to be Troy's baby mother, Yana. So I understand why she's so upset, because I feel like instead of going off on him, how about actually have a conversation with him and get down to the bottom of it and actually see what it takes or what y'all need in order for y'all to move forward more healthy. I really feel like Zaria was tripping, right? I felt like she was tripping until Troy went missing. And then that's when Troy's mom, when she called his baby mama knew all this information that she wouldn't have known otherwise unless somebody was feeding some sort of information to her, or she was gathering up what, she could have been running with the rest. But if it wasn't for Troy's mama Troy, I don't feel like baby mama would have known anything. So with that being said, I feel like from here on out, and maybe something they could have did before even blowing up, but we can't go back, y'all. So from here on out, what they can do is actually they can get on the phone with each other. And every time that Troy talks to his baby mama, instead of walking off, like Zaria pointed out, stay right there so that you know that nothing else is being said. And it's not just for Zaria's comfort, it's also for his own, so he won't have to have friction with his wife every time he wants to be there for his daughter. And then on top of that, it's also so the baby mama can't turn and twist and turn his words and make and use them against Zaria. And as her husband, he should understand that as well. And hopefully that's what I'm saying, a conversation needs to be had so that he can gather that knowledge as well. Because I think a lot of guys, they just feel like, oh, she just want to be all up in my business. No, you got to understand, if you got somebody that's attacking your wife or your better half, if you really for them and you really love them, you would not want anybody to attack them or use any information. Y'all heard me in Love and Marriage Huntsville when we chopping it up. You don't want nobody to use that information against your spouse. Y'all remember Ken was talking about, by you not saying nothing or by you saying this, that, and the third, you're giving people ammo to use against me. So this ain't no different. Whether his baby mom is making it up or not, one way y'all can nip that in the bud is if Zaria is present on them conversations. Fully present, and not you walking around, oh babe, I got a da 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 da. No, when y'all talk to her, it's a united front. Y'all talking to her together. You his wife, so y'all making decisions together now. It's a united front. Ain't no more, well, I'ma talk and you say hello, my wifey, and I'ma go talk over here. No. So I definitely understand what Zaria was saying by that. However, when Troy goes missing, I do feel like all Zaria was worried about was how she was going to look. She's just like, I'm gonna go get him because we look crazy, or we look, something along those lines, that we don't look good right now. And it was more so, it was given like, you don't really care that you just talked this man off the ledge. All you cared about was how you look in a moment that you talked him off the ledge. So I thought that was kind of like a moment where it's like, we need to get back to not to once again, she wants somebody to fit into her world and to obey her orders and do what she wants. But she got to understand that this person that she wants to do all of these things is also human, and they want things too. If you also want to be loved, it gotta make sense. It gotta make sense, because love should not be controlled or forced. Love is love. Love is love. So definitely, if she, I feel like it's a lot of resistance with Zaria. I feel like it's a lot of resistance with her, and instead of worried about what everybody else is thinking of them, maybe she should actually worry about what the issue is between them so that they can get on good terms. It's a lot of relationships, they're low-key one-sided or selfish in that aspect. I feel like men and women do this. Both men and women do this. It just depends on your partner. Not saying every partner does this, but both men and women, they only care about how they look to everybody else and their reputation that they built, but they don't really care about if they have a happy home and a happy family. And it's kind of like you can't care more about other people outside the home than you do about what's inside of the home, because that's the heart. That's what really matters.
Where the is this boy at? Zaria, he ain't downstairs. Let him do what he want to do. He grown. Y'all married. Y'all got to figure this one out. I'm not ready to chase Troy ass around. Y'all gonna buy me some damn gummies, because I'm sick of blowing my eye with y'all.
I don't need nobody for nothing. Good.
Where the hell is he at?
Your call has been forwarded to...
I did my time, so the time didn't do me. Right now I can stand out here just like this. I'm good. Thank you.
So what we gonna do, just check the train?
Yeah, let's just check the train station. My parents always told me, you don't chase no man, but I don't want people thinking that I'm the cause of him not going to go reunite with his daughter, because that would just play into everything that everybody is already thinking, and that's not the case.
We're going to go ahead and get to Arthur and Hope, or Hope and Arthur. So Hope and Arthur is next up on the love seat, and I'm not going to lie, y'all, Hope seems awkward. I know that kind of rhymes with Arthur, but anyway, Hope seems awkward. Like every time she's around Arthur, she seems slightly uncomfortable. It's like she's waiting for the ball to drop, and he's kind of waiting to. It's funny because I feel like both these two are doing the same thing. They're both waiting for that ball to drop. Now, I feel like when Arthur is talking, I feel like Hope was way too calm. Like I felt like she looked on edge, she looked uneasy, but even though Arthur was calm, it's like he's calm with reason, right? But Hope just seems calm, like on edge. So I don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. A few things that I noticed was the fact that it seems like Arthur and Hope, they can't do anything together. Like she said, she thought that they was going to be together all the time, all this other stuff. And when he got out, he barely been with her. He more so with the mama. And two things with that. I feel like his mom, her goal is definitely to get her son home. And I think like women, once they reach a certain age, they know how to love bomb. Okay, I've run into a few cougars now, and not trying to say her any incest is going on here. No, none of that. But I do believe that she's using those same ways against her son right now. She just like, all she needs is a little patience, all she needs is a little time, and she's going to make sure she get her son back home. And I completely feel like that, if that's the reason he has been with his mom more so, and he feels more comfortable with his mom, because Arthur also had that panic attack from being out of jail and PTSD and things of that nature. I thought it was very ironic that the mom was the only one who was able to calm him down. But then also every time it seems like Hope and Arthur get together, it's like something that is just off, or it gets thrown off. And I felt like it was a slightly awkward scene. Like, yes, this happens in real life, but the reason it's slightly awkward was because I felt like Hope, she kind of was asking the right questions, like, oh, are you okay? What's wrong? But I don't feel like she felt it, I felt like she is very timid and I won't even say timid, but she's very on edge around him. And honestly, I don't know if he's turning up on her behind the scenes or if she playing the victim. I don't know. But from what I can see, from the things that Arthur said, he don't know if she's going to cheat on him again and all this other stuff, and him keeping pictures of her when she was with another guy just to remind himself. That's something psychological there. There's something psychologically wrong with that picture right there. But also the fact that he has done that, it's like he's waiting for the other shoe to drop too. He's just waiting for it to come out or pop out that Hope is doing something she ain't supposed to. And I'm sure the mom has expressed her feelings about Hope as well, because she don't trust Hope will be faithful either, because she hasn't been before. So, and she really wants her son to come home. So it only makes her feel better and look better when Hope is messing up or when Hope ain't perfect for Arthur, because it's like, in her mind, she probably like, I told you so. So, but yeah, I really feel like that with them too. I don't know what's going on, but I definitely feel like they both are uncomfortable around each other, and more so Hope. And like I said, I don't know if she's playing the victim or if she's really just on edge because she doesn't know. Like, for instance, when they went on their first date on camera, since him being out, they went to the fabric store somewhere he liked, and she had to take a call with her sister, and she doesn't want her family to meet him. And that was awkward, because it's like, why don't you want your family to meet me if you really love me or want to be with me? But then when he asked her, she was like, well, I don't want there to be an argument. And it was kind of like, why would there be an argument? Either the sister knows stuff about Arthur that she may not like, or she feel like some way, somehow, Arthur is going to turn up on her. Because when you in those toxic relationships, they always find a reason to make it seem like you're the bad guy, or they always try to find a reason to turn up on you. And it's like, what? So that's what I'm getting from her and Arthur and them. And then on top of that, like after that, I noticed that Arthur also mentioned that how he want her sisters to know the good things about him too. So that just let me know that something's been going on, where Hope then called her sister, telling her, when you feel like you're in the heat of a moment or you're going through some things, you're gonna vent to somebody. Now my thing is, this could go two ways, because I done seen narcissistic people create problems and then be like, well, you're not supposed to go run and tell anybody what's going on between our relationship. But at the same time, it depends on how toxic it is, because if it's a really toxic situation, you're going to want to confide in somebody, because you're going through things that you don't feel like anyone should go through, and you want someone to know what's going on if something ever happens to you. But then if it's just like normal relationship things, because let's start here, we got to stop normalizing toxicity, because I think a lot of people they can't see the difference. It's like a blurred line when it comes to normal relationship things and toxicity. You're supposed to speak out about abuse, shout it to the rooftops, and then make moves to get out of those situations and never return. Don't forget the never return part. So, but then I've seen narcissistic people create this toxic environment and be like, you're not supposed to go tell everybody else what's going on between me and you. And it's like, in a normal relationship, that is true. But in a relationship where there's a lot of toxicity and you done got used to the toxicity, it almost makes you confused on what you should be doing and what is right and what is wrong. So I definitely feel like if you're in a toxic situation, definitely shout it to the rooftops. Do your best to get out of it, but you cannot return. Okay, and I understand that's like, most abusers, I want to say on average, it takes around 7 times nowadays. And I'm gonna go check the statistics for y'all too, and probably even put it in a short for you guys if you like, but it mostly 7 days. Okay, so I do believe that something is going on between these two. I'm not so certain yet what. Just yet. I'm not so certain what. Y'all can see my dyslexia kicking in. I'm not so certain what that is just yet. But if y'all pay attention, they're both scarily calm. And Hope is on edge the whole time. And it seems like she's trying to say all of the right. That's why I thought it was so awkward that when she went out there and he's just like, I love you, she kind of automatically assumed the worst. Like, well, what's wrong? And she kind of, to me, I feel like she kind of killed the moment. That's outside of everything else she going through. But she kind of killed the moment when he told her he loved her. I felt like she was supposed to say, I love you back. But she didn't get that. She just automatically thinking, oh, he about to break up with me. What happened? So something been going on. Because she's always on edge. And if that is trauma from another relationship, then that's why it's important to not jump into a relationship right after you get out of relationships, because you still have to give your body, your mind, everything time to heal, space to heal. And I know once you get a certain age, it's like, I don't have time. But once you get out of a relationship, no matter what, you have to give yourself time, or you're definitely going to be taking that baggage into the next relationship and then causing issues that, sometimes you can manifest your own destiny, good or bad. So make sure we're manifesting the right things.
Like, let your sister see me. Like,
I don't think now would be like a good time to just do that, have that conversation.
I mean, I'm in my element right now. Like, she'll be able to see me,
Yeah, but this is your moment. Like, I don't want to ruin it with any drama or any like negative energy. Definitely don't want to argue in the fabric store, so.
For her to literally be like, shush, that's like some little kid. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a grown-ass man, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that don't make sense. So when they see me, they don't know zilch. They can have any opinion or impression that they want because you haven't told them the good about me. Like, what else is a secret? Do you got other dudes that are secrets?
All right, so next up in the love seat, we have Bianca and Daniel. Now, Bianca has moved to Arizona and she's sweating her ass crack off in Arizona. Just kidding, but that's exactly what she says. She says it's so hot that she's sweating her ass crack off. Now, I thought it was kind of odd that neither Daniel nor Bianca knows his parameters before he gets out of jail, because, she's still preparing for him to get out of jail. And she don't know if, I believe it's the day of that she finds out, but she don't know if he's going to be getting out of jail and coming home to her, or if he's going to be getting out of jail and going to the halfway house. So Daniel's saying it's up to his parole officer what they say. But it's crazy because I don't know if this is a red flag or not, you guys. I don't know if this is a red flag, only because it seems like, wouldn't you know what you're going to do before you do it? Because why would you get that, place and all of that just for him not to be coming home to you? But I believe with the halfway house, you still get time outside of the facility, and I guess that's when they can spend time together. But that's just a little awkward, and then if that is actually true, it's kind of like, just another thing they be doing people dirty on, especially when you can't abuse someone's rights, because I feel like realistically the inmate should be able to make arrangements for when he or she gets out. And how can you make arrangements if you don't know your parameters? So it's kind of like just leaving them stuck and scrambling to, and coming back into the real world, especially after any amount of time, is always like, I'm sure, much anxiety and a little bit nerve-wracking. So it's just added anxiety, and then wonder why a good percentage of felons are reoccurring cons. Okay, just because it's like setting them up to fail, almost setting them up to come back, because y'all know the prison systems get paid big butts for everyone that's incarcerated. Now, another thing I will say is that Bianca goes to meet Daniel's family, and kudos to Bianca. She went out there by herself. She's never been on her own before, and she's doing it, right? She's really doing it. And she goes to meet with Daniel's family by herself. Now, I will say, out of everything I've seen with her and Daniel's family, man, it was just some awkward moments because she meets with his family. Daniel's mom is actually trying to tell her, like, you know, she's trying to give her game. She's trying to school her, and Bianca just isn't hearing it. And then I kind of felt like she lied when she said Daniel said that he's okay with me drinking wine. He said that out his own mouth. That was like a stretch. He didn't say that, and his mom even kind of called her out on it. Like, even if he said that, he does not mean that. He does not mean that. He definitely will care. So the fact that Bianca lied, I was like, OMG, this is like. But you know what? And then she want to check his dad about the delusional comment, and surprisingly, his dad backtracked from the delusional comments. But I thought it was kind of awkward because she's there with a drink, knowing that Daniel struggles with drinking, and that's why he's incarcerated now. And then his father talking about he's 5 months sober, and the mom is just like, I've even lost a son. You know, she has a son. Daniel's brother is no longer here, and I'm not sure if she's saying due to drinking, but she's just saying she don't want to go through this again. And also, you know, drinking has played a very big downfall in her family's life with her husband and which is Daniel's father and Daniel, of course. So it's just like all of that is going in one ear and out the other. And the mom kind of just spells it out. I do not want you to drink. Period. Like, I don't want you to drink. Didn't you have an incident with the drunk driver? And she just like, well, I wasn't the one drinking, and I don't feel like I have a problem. I want to have a drink every single day. And Daniel doesn't mind. She's just like, Daniel definitely minds. The dad even said if it was her, I would take that stuff and pour it out. Because why are you trying to ruin my sobriety? And so, you know, once again, that's another red flag. It seems like Bianca just wants somebody for her to give her all of the things that she wants, but she's not really understanding that he needs things that already she's saying that she will not compromise on. He needs someone to help him with his sobriety. You know, he needs to be in an atmosphere, and if she isn't going to help him with his sobriety, he doesn't need to be in an atmosphere that constantly threatens his sobriety. And I think that is what, you know, the big issue is, because Bianca is threatening his sobriety by not only talking about drinking every single day, but wanting to have a drink herself every single day. That's threatening his sobriety. Bianca should want to help. If she really cares about Daniel and Daniel's well-being, she should want to do everything possible for him to stay on the right track, including stopping drinking herself. If this is what you want to, and then she's just like, oh, I wish I was in a normal relationship. Well, girl, you really can't be. You don't have to be with him. You don't have to be with him. It's like you're taking on him, but not understanding that all of his problems come with him, but you don't want to deal with none of his problems. So therefore, you really don't want him. Just something to think about. Just something to think about.
He overdosed on fentanyl about 2 years ago. I'm very worried. If I lose another son, I might as well die. I mean, it's a terrible thing to go through.
If they get together and she drinks and problems begin, hopefully Daniel will have the wisdom to exit out of that relationship, unfortunately.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen.
We hope that doesn't happen.
I definitely don't want to bring it around him.
Important to, yeah.
And if I do drink, it'll be with, like, friends, you know, and I'm not going to, like...
Maybe not drink? Maybe?
Yeah. I think it's important, knowing that you're getting in a relationship with someone who's, like, struggled with it. I think it's important to definitely being accommodating to him, you know?
I understand addiction. I really think I do. And I don't think it's a problem if I want to have a casual drink at dinner, a glass of wine with my meal. I don't think it's a problem, and I don't think it'll trigger him.
Next up in the love seat, we have Julian and Christine. Now, listen, Julian has been putting his foot down with the money situation. And of course, Christine feels like she's pressuring him to get a job. And the way he broke it down to her made it seem like he was this big baller in jail. He was going to take care of her. Now, it's funny because normally the people in jail is the one running game. But it looks like Julian might have been running some game on Christine too. And, you know, Christine is just like, you know, like, okay, I understand, but dang, you know, it's gonna take a minute. You know how felons, it's hard to get a job. But I'm not gonna lie, Christine seemed like she was just full-fledged ready for him to take care of her. And I felt like Julian, like, you know, you ain't gonna just put that thing on me and think I'm gonna marry you just like that. You know, shout out to Rashida. But I do feel like, you know, Julian expressed like he's paying for her lawyers, and I didn't even know that. I knew she had twins, but I didn't realize that both twins was in Ohio and then her son was in West Virginia. I just thought the twins were split up, but I didn't realize she had 3 kids and not 2. But, you know, that's when I quickly learned, because Julian spells it out like, I'm paying for the lawyer in this city for them, and I'm paying for the lawyer in this city for them. And mind you, he don't live in either one of them cities that he paying for a lawyer in. I understand where Julian's like, you know, I expect you to get a job and just not let me foot the bill for everything. But she just like, you made it seem like you was about to take care of me. Like, let's spell this out. And it's funny because she just like, I feel like he's hiding something, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. And the funny part to me is the way she says it. It's kind of like, I feel like Christine is definitely the type that she will find a reason. I feel like she feels like she can find a reason to talk herself into his budget. Julian seems to be pretty firm with his standing about everything. But you know, I feel like she feels like she can find a reason to talk herself into his budget. Like, you know what? I'm gonna get to the bottom of why he's not wanting to take care of me. Somebody got to be saying something, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of it because, you know, she expected full-fledged to be taken care of.
Everything. You were telling me that you wanted to do all this stuff for me and you know, take care of me.
You don't think I will?
I don't know what's going on with him because it's just a complete 180 from how he was when I was in prison.
I wish you had more faith in me.
It's hard to have faith in anybody whenever your whole life everybody's let you down. I feel like Julian's hiding something from me and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
I'm not a person who's let you down.
Not yet.
Now, last but never least in the love seat, we have Laticia and Keith. Okay. I don't know who hired the lawyer for Laticia and Keith, but it seemed like Buddy wanted his 15 seconds of fame being on camera, talking about, yeah, I always promise results. I'm gonna get him out just to get off camera and tell them the real. Like, he got to sit in there and write the rest of his sentence out. And if I hear something, I'll let y'all know. That's some shady stuff. So it's crazy because he wanted his 15 minutes just to get, you know, just for it to blow back in their face, but really it's blowing in his face because now you're exposed, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people that see that will not want to work with you because all you doing is taking money, but you ain't even promising results. You taking money and promising results that you know you can't get. Let's be honest. And that's shady work. That's very shady work. And then I feel horrible because Keith, you know, he had his hopes up high, and I understand Laticia did too, but Keith is actually going through it in prison. He had his hopes up high thinking he about to get out or released soon, and then just to hear that was a lie, that is terribly heartbreaking. That is like you gambling with somebody's hope. Forget the money, you gambling with somebody's hope and freedom. So yeah, Keith ain't getting out early. Laticia is really going through it. Prayers up for Laticia because not only do she find out Keith is not getting out early, also she finds out that she has 2 months to move because her landlords had not been paying rent for over a year and a half. And the crazy part is she just said she signed a lease about 2 months ago. I'm not sure if that's a re-signed lease or just signed a lease to move in where they're at about 2 months ago. But nobody was paying the mortgage for over a year and a half, and the house is getting foreclosed. And she has 2 months to move out. That is stress. She's already mentioned that her job, her business isn't doing as well as she wanted to right now. I'm not sure if it's like doing well under, or if it's doing well, but it ain't well, you know. But she did mention that her business is not taking off the way she expected right now. And then on top of that, her husband ain't coming home, which she thought he was. She didn't try to reconcile with everybody and do all this stuff for him, had his big old party and let all his family know, you know, that he's supposed to be getting out early, and then come to find out he not. And then on top of that, she got 2 months to move. 2 months to find a place and pack everything up and get up out of there. Yeah, prayers for Laticia because I'm sure she's going through it. There's not much else I can say about this one. All I can say is prayers to her and prayers to Keith. But that's all I have for you guys. And remember, love always.
He's saying that you will have to be like moving out in the next 2 months.
That's crazy.
And that's just like we were just saying,
so
everything
they
that
allowed
happened.
me to sign a lease not even 2 months ago, and they haven't paid
no mortgage.
That's crazy.
They haven't been.
So the house is being sold.
Yeah.
Not only is my husband probably not coming home, now I gotta tell my kids we're moving in the next couple months. It's just like I'm getting beat from every angle.
That is insane.
So this is another episode of Love's Diary, and this is AntiSoSure Love, signing off.